loves, and welcome back to my channel, guys. So today's video is going to be all about editing beauty pictures, exactly how I edit my beauty Instagram pictures. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, then definitely sit back, relax, grab your phone, grab your picture, download the apps we're about to be using, and edit along with me. So let's start. Alright guys, so again, welcome back to my channel. In case you guys are here for the first time, hi, I'm Kelechi Mbwemena, and in case you are a returning subscriber, hi, what's up, what's good, what's happening? You know how we do it here. We keep it real and we just want to share our experience, basically our knowledge with you guys. That's what we do on our channel. So in today's video, like the title says, like the intro says, like I'm saying right now, we're going to be focusing on editing beauty pictures. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you the way I edit. In case you guys are seeing my hand, this is henna. It is washing off. I'm sorry, it happens. Yeah, just ignore it. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you the apps I'm going to be using, how I use them, as well as sharing with you some of my tips and tricks as well. This might be lengthy. Actually, this will be lengthy because I want it to be as detailed as possible. So if you guys are ready, I want it to be an edit along with me. So if you guys are watching this right now, obviously you're watching me right now, for it's watching this right now. So yeah, I want you to grab a picture that you probably have, you're probably thinking of editing, or that you want to re-edit. Grab that picture and let's just start right away. So the two apps we're going to be using for this video are Snapseed and Facetune. These are my holy grail. To be honest with you, I could go with either of them. I can use either of them, but if I want like the most flawless, perfect, easygoing, portable, like just professional, almost professional like looking pictures, I always use the two. And if I want it to be faster, I use it too. However, you can use either of them and still get similar amazing results. So to get started, I'm just going to quickly go over to the picture that I want to be editing, and yeah, let me just grab that right away. But while we're here, what I'm going to be doing right now is to pull up the screen, my phone screen over here, so you guys can see the entire process obviously as well. So now that I have my picture that I'm going to be editing, which is this one currently that you're seeing right here, I'm going to just send this over to Snapseed. Now I don't use an iPhone, I use an Android phone, a Samsung Note, and I love Note. And this is my mini laptop and camera in one device, so I do all of that using this. So that is why I do this. But if you guys are using an iPhone or a normal Android phone, maybe try getting a pen, especially when you're editing, you're trying to get like those corners, you're trying to get like precise application. This thing right here, amazing. So what I'm going to do right now is to go over to, I just sent my picture to Snapseed. First thing I always do in Snapseed is to composition my pictures. So right now you guys are seeing my picture. Currently it has a landscape ratio. Now this ratio is perfect for YouTube content. Obviously you guys are seeing how this video is, it's a landscape ratio. However, for Instagram, because you're consuming it on your mobile, and Instagram obviously like it's for mobile, you have to think of the platform that you're creating for. Now in this case we're creating for Instagram, so we're going to stick to the portrait ratio, and the best portrait ratio is actually 4:5. That way it takes up the entire screen. Now something I hate, I'm just gonna say this, I hate it when people post pictures that look like this, like the landscape format like this. Don't worry, I'll zoom it in so you guys can see. I hate it when people post pictures that look like that, because you're not just maximizing the potential of both the picture as well as the platform that you're using. You don't want to just manage it, no, you want to take up the entire space. Now if you post a picture like this, the thing about it is that not only would it not be as detailed as it can be, but once you're on Instagram, you can definitely see someone else's picture probably on the top and someone else's picture below. That way it's going to be distracting people. People will not pay maximum attention to your own content. And why create content if you're not creating it for it to be consumed by people? Get me? You want to draw their attention. So a way to do that is by making sure that you're zoomed in to this ratio. This is the perfect ratio. This is the 4:5 ratio. So even if you're creating 4 pictures or you're creating videos, this is the ratio you want to always be using. Trust me. Trust me. Now this way, they only see your picture. There's no two ways about it. They have to see your picture, and at least they spend a second or 2 or 3 or 1 minute looking at it. So maximize every potential, every opportunity that you have. So this is basically the first step I do before even editing and doing all of that nonsense. This is my first and most important step, is to create for the platform. So what I'm going to do now is to pull up a screen here so you guys can see this entire process and we can both edit together. I hope you guys are with your devices and you have downloaded these apps. So now I'm going to go over to tools, click on crop, and what I want to do is to go over to 5:4 and click on that, then flip it over. That way it will be 4:5. So click on this right here so you guys can see we have it. So now you can move this box to however you want it to be. Make sure it is framed perfectly. Let me increase the brightness. Make sure it is framed perfectly. Then click on the OK button, and now we have our picture. This is the frame we're going to be using. This is the Instagram ratio that you want to be using. So we've gotten that out of the way. The second thing I do on Snapseed is to heal. Now because this is a beauty picture, you don't want to do too much, but then you want to look a little bit perfect, but not too perfect. You want to look but not perfect. Get it? I don't know what that was. But what I want to do now is to click on, let me go back. Go on to tools, click on healing. Now what healing does basically is, if you are editing a lifestyle content, like a lifestyle picture, outdoor shoot, you can erase anything from the background. But in this case, we're going to be erasing our pimples and our dark marks, just erasing all the imperfections and mistakes, and that's what we're going to be doing now. So for this, definitely zoom in so that way you can have a precise view of where your pimples are, where your spots are, and you can just click on it specifically because you're removing a specific thing from your face, like a pimple right here. So you want to be as precise as you possibly can when doing this. So I'm just going to start clicking on all my spots. Now what I love about this app is that it automatically does it. So all you need to do is to click, and then it replaces it automatically with like a fresh layer of fresh skin. Get it? So that was a mistake, but let's just go back. You can use this box to move around the picture. Let me zoom it in, take off this right here. If you make any mistake, you can click on the back button to go back and do it all over again. So I'm just going to be clicking on any bump on my face or any dark spot on my face, because you guys know that I have acne, I have hyperpigmentation, so my face is not perfect. Well, I love it. So I'm just going to click on anything dark. Let's use this one for an example. Can you see this dark spot right here? I'm trying to see if it's still there. But can you see this dark spot? All I need to do is to just click on it. It just zaps it away and it replaces it with a fresh layer of skin. So this is what I love doing in Snapseed. This is why I love Snapseed. And you can also do this for your lifestyle content. If you're outdoor and you're having a photo shoot and there's someone in the background, you can just zap that person away, you know. So yeah, it's amazing what you can do with your mobile phone these days, and a lot of us are not even using it. And I'm like, you have everything. Most people have phones and they don't even make videos on, like, you want to start YouTube, you don't have a camera, but you have a phone that records amazing content, but you're not using it. Like, it's amazing. And now phones are so expensive that you just have to, I mean, you just have to use what you have, baby girl. So I'm just going to keep zapping all of that pimple out of the way, because we're trying to look flawless, but not too flawless. We are trying to look but not perfect. Okay? So, okay, so now I think I made a mistake right here on my chest. So I'm just going to click on the back button to take that away. So now I think I've gotten everything out of the way. I like how my face is looking. It's not looking too flawless, but now I've gotten most of the imperfection out of the way. Now, a way to see what it looked like before and to compare it to what it looks like now, let me just click on this OK button. All I need to do is to tap the screen down for a couple of seconds, and we can see the before and now the after. The before and now the after. It's not like a dramatic difference. I don't know if you guys can see the spots on my chest. It's there now. After, it's gone. So this is where we do minimum work. This is where we're just warming up, guys. We're just warming up. This is the first step. Second thing I like to do is to just, once I've done compositioning it and healing my face and my acne and all of that, I then take this over to the granddaddy of editing, of picture app, and that is Facetune. If you guys have never heard about Facetune, where have you been? Who are you? What have you been doing with your entire creative life? It's just, I think Facetune is the most deceptive thing, but I feel like if you use it how it's supposed to be used, you can literally do and undo. And that's a good thing and it's a bad thing at the same time. But in this case, we don't want to overwork it. We just want to just perfect it as much as we can. So the first thing I like to do in Facetune, I love how Facetune, I love the layout of Facetune. I love how they created the layout. Now I'm going to be following this, but not to the T. So we're going to be starting off with the first, actually the second, which is whiting. Now I don't know if you guys know how, I don't know if you guys see all them Insta baddies and their Instagram feed. It looks white, it looks flawless, it looks, oh my god, how do they do all that? Well, this is one of the ways you can do that. Now if you want to whiten your background or to change the color of your background to white, let's just say that, or to take out the color or saturation of the background, something you can do is to click on this whiten tool. Now that's what I'm going to be doing now. Now I'm going to be doing that because I love my background. It looks amazing, but at the same time it's kind of distracting because I want the focus to be on me and not on my background, because it's colorful. I have some green, some pink, some yellow. Yeah, I feel like it's too much, but I want the focus to just be on me, and that's what I'm going to be doing right now. I'm going to click on that whiting and just start painting on the background to erase the entire color. I'm going to be putting, I don't know if you guys can see how this area on the left side is just becoming white. It's becoming less saturated, so that's what we're doing. And this is why I like using a pen, because it just, when it comes to editing, creating content, taking pictures, I love notes. So what I'm going to do is to click on this turquoise button on the bottom right, and you guys can see double layer. It's like a double layer picture. So what you can do is to click on it to see the before and the after. This way you can see if you've made any mistake, and now I can see that I made a mistake on my shoulder area. And I'm going to just click on this erase tool and just erase that, because I painted my shoulder white and you don't want to do that. So as you're editing, you can just click before after to kind of see what your progress looks like. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the right side and just paint it white. Just take out the color. We want to be an Insta baddie. Okay. Okay, so we've gotten that out of the way, and I'm loving how it is looking now. It's looking like to be more professional just by doing that little thing. See the before and now see the after. The before, the after, the before and the after. Hey, I love it. So what I'm going to do is click on the OK. I love how it is looking. And what I want to do next is still use the whitening tool, but now I want to whiten my eyes, my teeth, because my teeth is showing. My teeth is not perfectly white, but it's not white. I want to whiten my teeth and my eyes and my bouquet, the flower I'm holding, just a little bit. Now I don't want to take the whitening from 0 to 10. However, I do want to take it from 0 to maybe 3. That way it looks natural but not over whitening. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Click on that whitening, just paint over the bouquet a little bit because I still want the cream color of the bouquet to show through. Zoom in whenever you're doing your eyes, your face. You want to be precise with your application. So zoom in. Once you zoom in, you can see everything. You can see your imperfections. So now that I've zoomed in, I'm just going to lightly just paint over my eyes. Click on this button by the bottom left that says move to move whatever you want to move. Then click on the whiten and then just paint over the eyes. You guys can see I barely touched my eyes, but you guys, can you see the difference? Again, before, after, right? So I'm going to do the same thing on my teeth, just whitening my teeth. And my teeth, I don't want it to be too white. Yeah, I think this is perfect for me when it comes to like my teeth whitening. This for me is perfect. I'm going to click on OK. Right? It looks white but not over edited, right? However, if you want it to be really white, that's fine. It's your preference, whatever works for you. You can also click on the whitening and just go over it, paint it, mask it like this right now. And this is what it looks like, really white before and after. Yeah, but I'm not doing that, so I'm going to cancel that because I still want it to look a little bit natural, like I said, but we just enhanced it a little bit. So now that we're done with that, I'm liking how it's looking. It looks amazing. I'm leaving. I am loving. So what I would typically do next is to highlight and to contour my face. I know that sounds weird, like why would you do that? But sometimes whenever you use concealer, whatever, it's not always perfect once you apply it. Most times I get creasing underneath my eyes and all of that. So with editing, you get to enhance it, and that's what I want to be doing right now. I want to enhance it, but I'm not going to be doing it drastically. Now to do that, what I want to do is to go over to the tones, click on that. Now I'm going to zoom it in. I want to just highlight underneath my eyes, my forehead, and maybe my chin just a little bit to just brighten up my eyes, because when you do that, you look younger and you look fresher and the makeup just pops even more. And that is why we highlight, right? Just to make it pop. So I'm going to be doing that right here. As you guys can see, I have a little bit of creasing underneath my eyes. We're going to correct all of that. So I'm going to click on this picker tool, zoom it in a bit, and I'm going to be working with the exact colors on my face. I'm not going to try and do what wasn't there. No, I'm going to just pick underneath my eyes, the highlights underneath my eyes. Once we have that highlight, I don't know if you guys can see this palette on beside the picker. You guys can see the color. We have that. I'm then going to click on tones and start painting it over. Right, this is like I'm highlighting my eyes a little bit more. Okay, let me zoom out. So I don't know if you guys are noticing any difference between the right eye and the left eye. Now the right eye is looking looking brighter, just to be exact. It's looking brighter and I like it. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, still using the tones brush with the same highlight shade. Let's just picture, we're just trying to imagine that, oh, we're highlighting and we're contouring, right? We're doing that, and I love how it's looking right now. I'm going to put a little bit of that highlight shade on my chin, but not too much, right? Let me erase this side a bit and put that highlight shade on my forehead, just a little bit, right? Perfect. Now this is what it looks like now. This is what it looked like before, after, before, after, before, after. I don't know if you guys can see my under eye. It's looking a bit brighter and a little bit more awakened, and I love that. So I'm just going to just keep it like this. Let me just do this side, and yeah, we're good to go. I love how it's looking. I'm going to zoom it out so I can see what it looks like zoomed out, and I love it. So I'm going to click on the save. So again, this is what it looked like before we started editing. Now this is what it looks like now. I don't know if you guys are noticing it different. Now this is where we are. We are almost done, thank God. So guys, we are almost done, thank God. We have like maybe 5 minutes left. So what I want to do now is to contour my eyes a bit, still that tone section. Click on my forehead. Remember, we are just picking shades on my face to smoothing it out and to brightening it out. So I'm going to pick on a contour shade on my forehead, and I have that right now. Then I'm going to use the tones to just further contour my head. Okay. Okay, I don't like how it's looking, so I'm going to erase it. I feel like that shade is not the perfect shade for my contour, so I'm going to click on the contour shade I use in my nose. Click on that brown, then see what it looks like when I put it on my forehead. Remember, we just want light strokes. Okay, it's not looking bad. Okay, but now I think I want to make it darker, so I'm going to click on my palette and drag it down a bit just to make it deeper a bit. Then click on the tones to get like a deeper contour shade, and yeah. Now the last thing I'm going to be doing with my tones is to fill in the sparse area on my hairline. Now I don't know if you guys can see, but I can definitely see that there are some patches on my no patches, but my hairline. I had a problem with my hairline a couple of months ago. This picture is quite old, so the hairline is back, by the way. So I'm going to just fill in that hairline. Again, I'm going to go in with the tones, pick my hairline shade. So click on the picker, pick on the black, and just fill it in, especially the left side of my hair. Oof! Let me erase it a bit because I feel like it looks like I've painted on it. So click on the eraser. I think I should have zoomed in while doing this, but we get what we get. Let me erase it a bit. Okay. Let me zoom it in. This is after, before, after, after. So we just filled in the sparse areas with the black color from my hair, and I like how it's looking now. So I'm just going to click on OK, right? So we're good. Alright loves, so now that we are done with the tones tool, we're almost done. I have 2 more things to do before I round up. But the next thing I would do is to soften up my face. Now I typically would soften up just the center of my face, the areas we just worked on, and to make sure everything blends. So this softening for me is like we just finished highlighting and contouring, obviously. So this softening is like adding your setting powder, your finishing powder, to just make sure everything blends in. So that's what I'm doing right now with the smoothing tool. I want everything to blend in. I want the highlights we just did to blend in with the contour, but I'm just focusing on the center of my face because I want the center of my face to be really flawless, to be really even, and then I can leave the sides of my face to be textured. I don't mind. So what I'm typically doing is to use the same formula or the same rules while making up to editing. So you know, typically when you're making up, you want to make sure that underneath your eyes is smooth. You know, we use primer here, you use whatever to fill in the pores, you make sure you cover it up, you don't want your pores to show, you set it down with powder, you bake and everything. You always want this middle part, the center of your face, to be really smooth and airbrush and flawless, while this side to keep it like, just keep it really dewy and natural. So that's the same theory we're applying to our editing. So I'm going to take that smoothing tool. You want to click on the first smoothing and just start going over it. Again, I'm going to be really light-handed with this because I don't want it to be too much, right? So I'm just going to smoothing underneath my eyes because, yeah, smoothing underneath my eyes as well, my nose and my chin. My smile line can crack. I really do not care because I don't want to do the most. Now, depending on your preference, you can decide to smoothen the rest of your face, but I find that just making sure the center of my face is, you know, flawless, the rest of my face just makes everything more realistic. So I'm just going to go over it with the smoothing tool. So just smoothing everything out, as you guys can see. Yeah, this is what it's looking like. Don't know if you guys can see, but once we zoom in, we can still see the texture on our nose, on our cheeks. We can still see a little bit of texture, and I love that. So I'm going to click on save, and this is what it's looking like. But now my lips are looking a little bit chapped. So I'm going to click on smoothing and just smoothing that out. Again, click on double smoothing just to make sure that it is smooth. And this is the only place I would ever use smoothing so generous, smoother actually, so generous on my lips, because sometimes it looks chapped. And click on the OK. So I love how my face is looking right now. You can also go over the smoothing on your body. Let me just do that quickly. Maybe do it a little bit on my hairline. No, I don't like that on my hairline actually. So this is what it's looking like now. So the last thing I would typically do is to add a little bit of detail because it's face. I don't want it to be too detailed. So this is the last thing I do, and it's optional. So to do that, I'm just going to click on the detail and add detail to my accessories. So my flower on my hair as well, my earrings, just so it pops. And most times I add a little bit of detail on my eyes as well. Just literally one drop, so that way my eyes sparkle. So you can also add it to your lashes if you can, but again, be very careful. Don't make it too much. I wouldn't really do this. I'm just not doing it because I don't do it. And I want to add a little bit of detail to the highlights of my lips. So where it's looking white, I'm just going to go over it with that detail. Can you guys see how it's making it glow? before, after. So just do that right there. And yeah, I love it. So I'm going to click on the save, and we just saved it right now. Okay. So I'm trying to see what it looks like from afar. Okay, so I feel like something is missing in this edit, and I feel like that has to be highlights. So to do my highlights, I'm going to go over to my tones again. Just pick the highlight tone, go over to it and highlight this area. That looks like it's too much. Zoom it in. Just use the highlight tone. Yep. Let me erase it a little bit. Again, if you're doing something, make sure it is really detailed. Zoom in. If not, you might just end up doing something that would ruin your entire look. So yeah, this is what I'm looking like right now. I'm going to click on save, and I'm going to just look over it to make sure that everything is perfect, and I think everything is perfect. So guys, this is literally the end of how I edit my pictures. So I'll just go over to save photo, click on this share button right here, save photo, and that automatically saves to my gallery. So let me just open that up, and we can all see the picture. This takes me like 5-10 minutes sometimes, but because I'm kind of teaching you and I'm trying to be as detailed as possible, it took a little bit longer. Probably like 30 minutes, 40 minutes longer, but however long it took, I really don't mind, and I hope that this was as helpful as I had in my head, as I intended it to be. But if it was helpful, as usual, always let me know down in the comment section. Feel free to interact with me. Let me know what apps you use to edit your pictures. Let me know if this was helpful, because that's like the most important for me. If it was helpful, let me know. And having said all that, that is how I edit my Instagram beauty pictures. For my skin, I'm going to probably do another one for like eye looks and all of that, but for the skin, that is how I do it. I like to keep it really flawless in the middle and natural on the side, using the same tips and tricks when it comes to applying makeup. I use the same tips and tricks with editing. So yeah, if you guys are new here and you enjoyed this video, I don't know why I keep touching something and it's funny, but if you're new here and you enjoyed this video, please stick around with me. I create content like this when it comes to content creation, and that would help you and that are beneficial as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, comment down below, interact with me, and subscribe as well. I'll definitely see you guys in my next video, but till then, as usual, stay fabulous and stay blessed. Bye guys.